Hello, fellow peasants. Today I'll be reviewing the Omen II. Okay, guys, so I just got done watching the Omen II. This film is basically, it takes place after the events of the first Omen. The way it kicks off is Bugenhagen, or whatever his name is, the guy who gives Gregory Peck the daggers in the first film to kill Damien. He's talking with a fellow archaeologist, and he's like, "You gotta see this. I found this mural on this wall. It looks just like Damien, and it looks like Damien's face." And the guy's like, I don't know. He's like, "I'm an archaeologist. I'm not a religious fanatic. I don't believe this stuff." And then he shows him the mural. Damien's face is on the mural. Mind you, this is all 1 week after the events of the first film. And then they end up dying. They get trapped and die. All these rocks fall, and they drown in sand and stuff. Cuts to 7 years later. Damien is living with his uncle in Chicago, and it's his uncle Richard. And his uncle Richard is the CEO of Thorn Industries. And Damien is about 12, 13 years old, and he's going off to military academy. And that's kind of where this film is at. He's now a foster child in his uncle's home in Chicago, and he is in military school. That's where Damien's at right now. Now, I'm going to tell you what I like, what I don't like about the film. So what I do like about the film, it feels like it's in the same universe, the same world as the first film. The cinematography is excellent. The camera work is pretty much identical to the original. The score here, I can't remember who does the scores for the Omen. Is it Jerry Goldsmith? I think I might be butchering that name, but he does a great score here again. Not as good as the first film, but good enough. It works. It's very creepy. He's very good at doing that, like, gothic, like that choir church creepiness sound. He's really good at that. I like the acting in this. It's well acted. The storyline is interesting. It's interesting. I mean, it's really genius. You know, they have him, as a kid in the first one. He's like 6 years old or something, and then in this one had to have him be in military school. So he's working his way up the ranks to be like president, vice president, whatever he ends up being by the third film. And I really like this fall setting. There's like a nice fall atmosphere here, verging on winter. I like that Damien's story arc. I like how he's still not sure who he is, and he knows something's off about him. Like, he has this sense that he is different, but he's not quite sure what. And so while he's at the police academy, similar to how in the first film, the nanny was kind of Damien's guardian angel, like guardian or whatever, guardian demon, whatever you want to call it. There's a guy at his sergeant at the military school. He's kind of like that role in this film. He's like Damien's, he's like the guardian, or like the guidance for him. And at some point, one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and out of the whole franchise really, is when Damien and his classmates are fucking around in class, and the teacher's like, "Oh, come up here. Who's laughing?" And Damien's like, "It's me." He's like, "Well, come up here and bring that piece of paper with you." And I think the kids were drawing like a picture of the teacher to make fun of him. And he goes, "Oh, we got an artist in the classroom, huh?" And he throws the piece of paper away, and he's like, so you know all about Napoleon's whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he starts quizzing Damien, and Damien like knows all these dates and all these answers right off the bat. And the teacher's creeped out. Like, he's super like, how the hell does this kid know all this? And he keeps asking and asking and asking. And Damien keeps giving and giving and giving all these dates. And it's super cool. It's super impressive. And so at that point, the sergeant's like, look, you're showing off. You're showing off. And Damien's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. He's like, you're going to get too much attention. And he's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And he's like, read Revelations. You'll know who you are. And so Damien finally reads Revelations. He figures out, oh shit, that's it. I'm the Antichrist. And he runs off into the woods to some pier, and he has some mental breakdown. But then he comes to accept it pretty quick. And the deaths in the movie are good. I like the deaths. The ice rink scene, the skating rink, the ice skate rink, whatever, ice skate on the lake scene is pretty good. The death scene's there. The elevator scene where the doctor gets cut in half because he's getting too close to figuring Damien's shit out, because he realizes he has a different like cellular structure than all the other boys, because he wasn't affected by the gas on the tour of the Thorn facility. And everyone who gets in Damien's way in this just gets fucking killed. Just gets killed. The bird death, a guy in the comments or on the last video was talking about the bird death. The bird death is great. I love the up close shot of the bird's eye. Like his eyes moving around and shit. But yeah, he pecks her to death. And it's a good death. She's very convincing in that death. She screams really well, and she acts like she's being attacked by a bird. What I didn't like the Thorn Industries thing. I get it. You want to explain like some of the background and the power that the family has. But they go super into detail about like farming and things like that I don't necessarily care about. They show a little bit too much background into Thorn Industries and global farming and things like that. I'm not a huge fan of that. And lastly, the thing I didn't like was how quickly Damien accepts being the Antichrist, because he flips out real quick about it, but then the next scene he's accepting it. And I think the movie could have cut out more of the Thorn Industry background stuff and made more time in the film for Damien to have an arc where he slowly learns to accept who he is. Because it's not too long after he reads Revelations, he ends up killing his own brother. Well, not brother, it's his cousin, but they're like brothers. He kills his brother Mark out in the woods. It's just how that just all kind of happens really quick for me. I would like to see more of a character arc there. But it is what it is. By the end of the movie, the uncle is like, I'm convinced. I want to kill him. Let's get the daggers. And then it turns out the mom kills the dad with the daggers. Or the uncle with the daggers. And she's like, Damien! Because she still loves him, or she knew all along. I'm not quite sure. And then Damien blows up the lab that they're in the museum. Because after he gets back from New York, after the uncle gets back from New York and he realizes that Damien's the Antichrist, he's like, let's get that little fucker to the museum and kill him with these daggers. Well, so they try to. The mom or the aunt kills Damien's uncle because she doesn't either believe it or she's in on it with Damien. I'm not quite sure. So she kills him with the daggers. And then Damien blows up the lab and kills both of them. And he walks outside the museum. The cops show up. And he's standing on the steps of the museum smiling. And then it cuts to credits. Yeah. Is it as good as the first film? No. But it is a great sequel. It is a great sequel. It's a worthy sequel. I really enjoy this film. I enjoyed the third film too. A lot of people give the third film a bunch of shit, but I really like the third film too. Is it as good as the first two films? No. But it's still an enjoyable film. It still has that creepy atmosphere to it. It feels like it lives and breathes in the same universe as the first two films. And overall, guys, I like The Omen 2. Let me know what you think down below about The Omen 2. If you've never seen it, go check out The Omen 2. And I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one, peasants. Peace out. Bye-bye.